Hey, what's up everyone? This is Evan Carthy from evancarthy.com. Going to go over the week of September 1st, finally September, for the S&P 500, or rather the ES futures. We're going to go over what happened last week and what I'm looking for happen this week. As always, if there's anything you want to see me go over, feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to do it. So starting here, S&P 500 E-mini futures. Last week I spoke about how it's created two zones, or it created a support level right here, this black line, and then a resistance level up here with that black line up there. And so as you can see, price came down last week, bounced off it, came up, bounced up top, and it looks like it's heading back down below. So whether it keeps on going back down to that support line down there, not sure, don't know, but we're still looking at the exit coming up here because this is still in a long setup trade right here, 76.4 long. So the exit we're looking for up here is at the top of the white box up here, and so that's going to be the exit we're looking for is going to be around 29.70. So whether or not it gets up there next week, completes this trade, not sure, but that is what we are looking for. One thing we look for is when you have moves like this to see if there is going to be a potential move coming back down. That one just broke a little bit. That trend line, we got that trend line right there. So I wouldn't necessarily be going short right here. If you like trading off trend lines, what I'd wait for it to do is break this. If it breaks this trend line, then it's probably definitely going lower, and it could potentially come back here again, 28.25. But if it doesn't use that support and continues to going up right there, then that could be the move that we're looking forward to finally go up there and complete that trade. Because as you can see over here, this is why I don't like using trend lines a whole lot, just because they're in my opinion, the main thing they'll use for is after the fact sort of thing. So you can see right here, using that low, it came up perfectly, hit that one. Then when it broke out of down there, came down and hit that. So that worked out good for that one. And then using this one over here, price came out, broke up, used it as resistance, and then went down there and hit the bottom. So looks like right now that's going to be the trend line for this, but this isn't as extreme as the other ones were. It's more of at a 45-degree angle, and that can signal that it's more of like an inline trend for it. So this could be the one that's going up, but if it doesn't, it breaks out of it, then we're looking at, going back here again down to about the 20-25s, something like that. But we're still looking for this to come up here and get hit, like I said a little bit ago, 29.70. So that's the target we're looking for it. As far as any short setups on using the 1 hour chart for this, I really didn't see any for it, but we'll go over and use the continuous contract for it over here and look at some setups over here, because that one is the September contract. So in about 2 weeks, that thing's gonna be rolling over, and we're gonna be switching over to December contracts. So now we're going to look at September. Here's one this past week that got filled. This is 76.4 trade. You just use, the whole thing there. Using that low, that high, came down, hit 76.4, went up to 123, that locked it in. So then you just move it up till it comes back into 76.4, hit it, went through that, went down and hit the 100, so that moves the exit down here to the 76.4, and that came up, got filled. So that one's done for that one. And then outside that, there's really not any other trades to look for in the 1 hour, or especially on the 15-minute chart. I looked a little bit earlier before I did this video. It did not see anything that would have worked for it. So yeah, right now it's just kind of like wait and see mode for what's going to happen next week. I know last week there was a lot of hesitation going into the market because on Friday you had the trade stuff going on with President Trump and China, but I told everyone not to worry about it because I didn't feel like the market was going to break down further like it sold off on Friday, and it didn't. It rebounded nicely last week. This week, not sure what's going to happen. It's Labor Day weekend over here in the U.S., so markets are going to be closed on Monday, and and on Friday I don't think there's a lot of people looking to hold for over a long weekend. So there was some little bit of selling going on, as you can see right here. But one thing we're looking for, this could be a potential, it looks like it already got filled, but this is what I look for the springboard trade setup right here. Let me switch it over to that. I'll show you how it works here. So that annoying thing off of there. Alright, so what I look for springboard trade setup. This is a low, there's a high. Price comes down, at least hits the 38%, which it did there. Price goes up, breaks the 0% line, so that initiates the trade. Then when it comes back down, you get in at 23.6, your exit is at 50, and that already got filled for it, so that one's already done. And then kind of the kicker, which I'm not sure if that would have worked, to make sure you stay on the right side of it, is you also wait for it to close below the medium line of this shift pitchfork. As you can see, it did right there, came down, completed it. So that one's done for it. So there is one other thing, maybe on another chart. No, it's on this chart right here. Yeah, so we're still looking at for a longer term trade right here. We are still in a short setup as well for this 76. This is 76.4% short setup. The exit is down here, the bottom of the blue box, the purple line, 76.4 line at 2703.25. So that's just something to keep in mind right here. I don't think the market's going to blast off, take off again. I think it'll come down and take this out first before if it does think about going up. So just something to keep in mind, something to keep a lookout. I know in this other chart over here, we're looking for this one over here to get fixed, and this is using the daily time frame, while it looks a little bit different than we did a little bit earlier. I'll go back to the hourly chart. So my prediction, what I think is going to happen, is I do think price is going to, let me just draw that again. I think price is going to come up here first, around 29.70, complete that. And then let's go to continuous contract for the ES. So get up here about 29.70ish, right around here. And then I think we are going to have a little bit of a pullback down here, at least to around 27.03 to complete this short setup. And then after that, then we could potentially go up higher. But that's my predictions of the next kind of two bigger moves to happen in the S&P 500 futures market. So this next week, looking out for it. I am looking for perhaps a little bit more upside, hit that 29.70 before the retracement down to 27.05. But as always, we'll keep our eyes peeled for it, see what trades are going to happen, and just go from there. All right, take care, and talk to you later. Bye.